Money is an emotional topic and concept. We're always thinking about making money, spending money, saving money, losing money, having money, just money in general. Even if you don't realize that you're thinking about money, it's likely in the back of your mind a lot of the time. And like I said, it brings out a lot of emotions. Now, because of that, the idea of something potentially happening to our money is not a great feeling. I know that as you make and save more money, as much as your excitement goes up, your fear of something potentially happening to that money also goes up too. Now, the good news is that in Canada, we have a bunch of different organizations in place that help protect our money. These organizations protect pretty much everything you can think of when it comes to your money, from your deposits, so think the money that you have in your checking and savings accounts, for example, to your investments and your insurance policies. There are also other organizations that supervise our financial institutions to support financial stability. In this video, we're going to cover all of the different organizations and what they do. And this is really important information for you to know, because if anything ever happens to your money, now hopefully it doesn't, but just in case, you'll be prepared. Our goal is for you to be able to think, wait, I remember that Steph and Den said I should be protected from this. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's start off by covering the high-level network of compensation plans, and then we'll go in depth on each one, when it was created, and exactly what it covers and how it works. So from a high level, there are 6 different organizations that all fall under the Canadian Financial Services Consumer Protection umbrella. They provide protection for your deposits, investments, and insurance, and each plan has free and automatic protection. So you don't have to sign up, it's more just about you being aware that they already exist for you. Any eligible deposits that you keep at a bank, federally regulated credit union, loan, or trust company are protected by CDIC. Any eligible deposits that you keep at a provincially regulated financial institution are protected by a member of CUPSA. If you're in Quebec specifically, then any eligible deposits that you keep at a provincial financial institution, like a credit union, is protected by the AMF. Any eligible investments that you hold at a CIPF member firm are protected by CIPF. So if you use one of their members and they go bankrupt, or if this member goes insolvent and you have missing securities like stocks or ETFs, or cash, but this doesn't include crypto assets, then you're protected. When it comes to insurance, any life and health insurance policy that you have from a member company is protected by Assuris. Then any property and casualty insurance policies, so think protection for your car, home, and business, that you have from an authorized insurance company is protected by the PACICC. So that's the high level of which organization you can look to for protection for your deposits, investments, and insurance policies based on where you're located. Now is probably a good time to mention that we're actually working with CDIC on this video. Right now, so at the time of filming this video, it's Financial Literacy Month, and both us and CDIC thought it was important to cover how you and your money are protected in Canada. So a big thank you to them for helping us share this message and topic. We're going to talk more about CDIC in a few minutes, so get ready for that. For now, let's get into a little bit more detail on each of these 6 organizations.
The first one is Assuris. Assuris' role is to protect Canadian policyholders in the unlikely event that a life and health insurance company fails. It was established in 1990, and it's a not-for-profit organization that's backed by the financial strength of the Canadian life insurance industry. Every single life insurance company that's authorized to sell insurance policies in Canada is required to become a member of Assuris by the federal, provincial, and territorial regulators. Assuris is designated by the Federal Minister of Finance under the Insurance Companies Act of Canada. So if you have life and health insurance from a member company, then you already have Assuris protection. The next one is called the AMF, or the Autorité des Marchés Financiers. The AMF covers eligible deposits made with Quebec financial institutions specifically, like credit unions. The AMF oversees insurance, securities, derivative deposit institutions other than banks, and the distribution of financial products and services. Basically, the deposits you make with any of their authorized deposit institutions within Quebec are protected by the AMF, up to $100,000 per category, so you won't lose your money if they go bankrupt. Then there's CDIC, or the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation. You've heard us talk about CDIC many times on our channel before, and of course, they're also a part of the Canadian Financial Services Consumer Protection. CDIC is a federal crown corporation that was established in 1967 to ensure eligible bank deposits up to $100,000 per category. That's held at one of their member Canadian financial institutions, federally regulated credit unions, loan, and trust companies. Now, as long as you bank with one of their member institutions, if they ever were to fail, you wouldn't lose your money under CDIC protection. CDIC is funded by premiums paid by the member institutions, not by you, so it's free and automatic.
Next is CIPF, or the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Investors can rely on CIPF for coverage in the event of insolvency of one of its members. CIPF ensures that missing securities like stocks or ETFs, cash, or other eligible property that are held in an account which are used for holding or trading in securities are returned to the customer when the member becomes insolvent. We've actually talked about this one on our channel before too. Now, some products like GICs, for example, could be covered by either CIPF or CDIC, but CIPF's protection isn't the same as CDIC's. Now, CIPF's approved by the Canadian Securities Administrators as an investment Investor Protection Fund to provide protection for consumers of CIRO, or the Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization members. CIPF protects missing property. So if your property, like cash or securities, aren't returned to you when a member firm becomes insolvent, then your cash or securities are protected up to the coverage limits. But CIPF doesn't guarantee the value of your property in your account. CIPF is also funded by its member firms, and you can see if the firm that you use to invest as a member on the CIPF website. After that, we have CUPSA, or the Credit Union Prudential Supervisors Association. They protect deposits at provincially regulated financial institutions if they're a member of CUPSA. Keep in mind that deposit protection might be different province to province, so make sure that you check with your specific deposit insurer to find out what your coverage is. Basically, it's the body that protects money held in different credit unions, and they help make sure that they're regulated and supervised. Now, keep in mind that there are federal and provincial credit unions in Canada, and all of the provincial ones work a little bit differently, so it's great to have an organization that oversees them all. The last one is the PACICC, or the Property and Casualty Insurance Compensation Corporation. This organization was established in 1989 to protect policyholders and claimants in case their property and casualty, or PNC, insurance company fails. They provide peace of mind to policyholders who rely on insurance to safeguard their cars, homes, and businesses against unexpected events. Just like CDIC protection, you don't have to sign up for coverage. Instead, it's free and automatic as long as you have an eligible PNC insurance policy.
The next thing we want to cover is Canada's financial safety net. This exists on a federal level specifically, so Canada overall. Now, there are 5 organizations that make up Canada's financial safety net, including the Department of Finance, the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions, or OSFI, the Bank of Canada, the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, or FCAC, and CDIC. These 5 different groups all work together to make sure that Canada's financial system stays healthy, which basically means that they work on a variety of policies and awareness campaigns to help Canadians and their money overall. The Minister of Finance is supported by the Department of Finance, and they're responsible for the overall direction of Canada's economy. Basically, they manage Canada's financial safety net, including the different laws that govern agencies that oversee the financial sector. OSFI regulates and supervises all Canadian banks, most insurance companies, and a bunch of private pension plans. They figure out if these institutions are in good financial condition, if they're able to meet their regulatory obligations, and if they have the right procedures and policies in place. The Bank of Canada, which is Canada's central bank, is on the other side of things, since they're responsible for monetary policy. And they're responsible for keeping inflation low and stable, and creating Canada's banknotes, which is our physical money. Then there's the FCAC, who's responsible for protecting the rights and interests of financial consumers. It supervises federally regulated banks and other federal financial organizations to make sure that they're compliant with consumer protection measures. They also educate Canadians about their rights when dealing with financial institutions, and they provide you with reliable information and different resources to help you make informed financial decisions. Overall, all of these organizations work together to keep your money safe in Canada, and we're really happy to see that they all focus on educating Canadians about their existence and also how we interact with them. If you have any questions about how your money is protected either by CDIC or any of the other organizations that we mentioned in this video, make sure you ask away down in the comment box below, and make sure you check out the link in our description box so that you can learn more. Also, remember that we'll be back next week with another video, so make sure you subscribe to see more.